Hey foodies, thanks for watching. Today we're gonna make English crumpets. I loved these things when I was a kid and I can't wait to share this recipe with you. And we wanna start by mixing our sugar into our warm water. And then I'm gonna add my yeast. And I'm gonna let that rise for about 10 minutes. See you in a moment. It's been about 10 minutes and this looks nice and frothy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mix in my baking powder into my bowl and my salt. And I'm going to give that a light stir just to make sure it's well mixed. And now we're going to add everything to a big bowl. Yeast, and I'll get all that good stuff that's stuck on the top. And the olive oil. I'm going to leave the butter because the butter is for greasing the outer ring or the inner ring of the crumpets. Okay, I'm going to switch to a whisk. And I'm going to whisk this for about 2 minutes. That looks well mixed. I'm going to set this somewhere nice and warm for the next 45 minutes for it to get nice and bubbly. See you in a moment. It's been about 45 minutes. Oh, and it's risen. It's bubbly. Look at this, it looks wonderful. I don't want to put my spoon in it just yet. I've preheated my pan here, and it should be not that hot. So we're going to cool it down a little bit. I'm going to turn the temperature down. It should be about 190 degrees Celsius or 375 degrees Fahrenheit. So while that's cooling a little bit, I'm going to take a little bit of butter, my fingers, and I'm going to grease the inside of these rings. Now this is a cookie cutter ring. These rings I picked up at one of the discount stores down the road from where I live, like a dollar store or something like that, and they worked. They were for doing eggs in, and I just cut the tops off because they had little handles and I didn't want the handles. Put this side. There we go. So I'm going to take 3 of these rings. I'm going to pop them into my pan. Double check the temperature. Beautiful, 193.7. It's important that you keep an eye on the temperature all the time on the pan. This is what makes the crumpets perfect. And I'm going to spoon this in here. I'm going to fill it about halfway, which for me is about one of these big spoons. Maybe one a little bit of the spoons. There we go. And then we're just going to wait a few minutes, let it get toasty. I'm going to check the temperature. So it went down, so I'm going to put it up a little tiny bit. And it's important to take your time when you're cooking these. You don't want to crank the heat right up to high or just leave it on low. You just want to go at a nice steady pace. It will heat itself up and it'll get nice and bubbly. So you can see there's a few bubbles here. I'm just going to pop them, make sure that they open up. And this one, it's pulled right away from the outside edge. It tells me it's ready to be flipped. So I'm going to flip it. And this one I think is ready as well. It's pulled away. Look at that. We can even pull the silicone ring off. This one, it's almost there. Okay, let's flip it over. Oh, it's almost there. You can see it's almost done. Another minute or so. This one can be flipped. There we go. So let's take a look at this again. That looks pretty darn good. Okay, so that one's good. That one looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna put these on a cooling rack. Just let them cool there for a bit. This one we'll see. I'd say that one's done as well. Oh, they're so soft. And we're gonna repeat the process. Big spoon. That we've got 6 crumpets. Check my temperature. 196, I'm happy with that. These look like so much fun. I can't wait to sink my teeth into these English crumpets. I've been waiting for so long to eat an actual English crumpet that's gluten-free because I can't have non-gluten-free crumpets. And these turned out really, really well. I'm gonna slice one in half just to see how light and fluffy they are on the inside. Oh my goodness, there's lots of air bubbles. Look at all that. That looks, oh, and smells so good. So I'm told all you really need to do is put a big smear of butter on it and enjoy. Others say put jam on it, put honey or something like that. I want to see what it's like just as the crumpet. They are almost pillow-like. They're so light and airy. Oh wow, they're good. A little bit of butter. So these can be frozen once they're cooled, and then popped in the toaster for about 3 minutes, and then just enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon. It's been about 10 minutes, and this is knife and... English crumpets ending.